folks, and welcome to Gray's Trains. My name is Gray, and this is my train. So today I've decided to take the Caledonia Works, i.e. Victorian lad, G5 out for a little spin today on a route that I've only recently discovered. This is the Yorkshire Coast route, the North Yorkshire Coast route, by Mike T79. I think that's how it is. But yeah, this is a work in progress route, and I've driven on it a couple of times, and I just have to share it with you because it's a fantastic route, and it'll be even better when it's done. So, without further ado, let's unpause the game and let's get loaded up, ready to go. So yeah, this locomotive has quickly become one of my more favourite locomotives in game because the G5 is such a nice engine to drive. It really is lovely. I'm just going to stick some more coal on the fire because you can never have too much coal on the fire. You can, but yeah, to make this scenario a little bit different, I thought that because I haven't actually covered anything that's pre-nationalisation since episode 1, so I thought it'd be, actually no, come to think of it, there was that one episode with the J15, that was where everything was LNER. But I guess that was more of a sort of gala-like sort of episode. So in this one I thought I'd use this route and actually depict LNER Day. So we've got LNER stock galore, and it's all regional appropriate as well. So that's the doors closing, so... Oh, no, it's a pink particle ball of doom. Yeah, one other thing about this route is that despite my RAM upgrade to the PC, it's still quite frame intensive. So unfortunately the frame rate's a little bit improved today, but that said there is a lot going on in this route. I think it uses the AP grass textures pack, I think. And it uses a lot of West Highland line assets as well. So as a result, you know, it's a little bit more expensive on the PC. But once we get out into the countryside, it's actually a very smooth route. And because I haven't done one of these in quite a while, I've been messing about with my audio settings again. So. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I hope anyway. Or at least you can lip read. Oh, here comes my favourite sign. Did I get to do this? Beautiful. So yeah, in terms of locomotives that I'm starting to like, I've really fallen for northeastern locomotives of late. Obviously with stuff like the Q6 and the J21 and of course the G5 now in game. You can really appreciate this company a bit more, well, a bit better. It's just an interesting pre-grouping company, I think. Now this hill is a bit of a bugger. But thankfully, I'm in an engine that does a very good job of climbing hills. So there we go. It starts on 1 in 77, 1 in 77, and then it goes down to a 1 in 22. Yeah, that's as stupid as those. I've only got 3 coaches on that. The coaches are matrix trains. They're part of their LNER non-corridor stock pack, which was kindly given to me by Mr. Gareth Dobson. So if I can get the link to his channel, I'll put it down below. But yeah, they're lovely coaches. You can really see how steep this gradient is. I think Mrs. Jones has just spilled her coffee. Actually, no, this is pre-World War II. We've had tea. And there isn't a buffet car. Just bought a flask of yeah, there's a good reason why I wanted to showcase this route, and I found this out while I was making the scenario actually, is that there is so much to see, you never stop finding something new, and that's what's really good about this route. Yeah, as I said, please be aware, this route is a work in progress, which is why the bridge is currently shooting outside my face. That has no clears. There's a number of bridges like that. And it's either down to the fact that it's like missing the dominance, which also this takes some assets from, I'm guessing, the trestle bridges to Dom passes from American Space Bridge. But yeah, this is something I really like, how the train just hangs on the cliff edge. Love that, I think that's really cool. So, I've got a few missing assets, so you'll notice, like, there we go, already spotted them. The milk bottles of doom! The milk bottles of doom, of course, indicate when there are assets missing, so if you have a reason to see milk bottles everywhere, it's because you're missing some assets. Let's go to the special camera. Yeah, even the signals are slightly different on this route. Let's have a look at this one. So you'll note how the arm actually goes through the post, which I think is a really interesting design of signal. Obviously, in cold weather they would have jammed up with snow and ice, but I think it's still a really cool little thing to have in game. You don't have to worry about such things. And again, we've got a floating building there, so again, just bear in mind, I am missing on the back side, I am missing on that side. And also this work is work in progress, but it's going to get better. Yeah, this is a very hilly route, there's very few flat bits, it's all up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Right, here we go, I'll give it just about, yeah, I think we're on a level at the moment. No, it's not level at all, it's still climbing, it's still on the gradient, we were on the sea front, and now we're climbing up into the moors. And as far as I'm aware, well, I know this, that this route is available as a work in progress download, so you can get it, you have to be aware, in fact it's not finished yet. This route has been in development since 2016, I believe. And you can tell already just the sheer amount of detail in it. I mean, my frames aren't holding up particularly well. I'm getting about 12 frames per second. But that said, when I start grading the machine a bit more, they should get better. Yeah, some of the signals also constantly read danger. That's quite common on a lot of freeware routes, to be fair, particularly work in progress routes, so I'm not going to hold that. I mean, I can see already on this home signal is clear. I haven't watched this signal too passive, so yeah, we're approaching the correct speed limit anyway, so I want to see this. Because I have a sneaky suspicion. I'll need to load up stuff. Oh wait, no. That's just a typical LNER pattern I-beam signal. I think it's an I-beam. No, it's on a post. So, yeah, that's your more typical 7.4 anyway. It's still a great looking asset nonetheless. Other rolling stock that you'll see talking about are rolling stock from DT's LNER wagon pack, which I released a few years ago now. fact that I do have some reservations about particles of doom. Namely the fact that they don't actually feature custom sounds, even though they are advertised as such. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I mean, I know that a lot of developers tend to say, oh yeah, but we've got custom sounds. What they mean is the non-Kuju sounds. That's what they mean by custom sounds. The Kuju sounds are basically the ones where they just go over the rail joints. You can hear on these coaches, for instance, we haven't got that. We've got like groans and clang squeal and stuff. Well, that is something we're going to be hearing quite a lot of. This route does produce a lot of clang squeal. Because of how heavy the truth is, I've got the camera on as well. Off. That goes on. Yeah, this is a genuinely nice route. I can't wait to see it when it's got finished. I mean, there are some little problems, like for example, you're going to have legs like mine to be able to get into the coaches, given the state of the gap between the train and the platform. Yeah, another thing I would like to say as well, I've done a few drives on this route, namely with the locos and rolling stock in LNER condition. And I will say one thing, we desperately need more LNER rolling stock in the game. Now I know that my friend James Wright is going to be very excited when I say that, but Eastern region stock, I should say. We've mainly focused on the locomotives and the coaches, but things like wagons and such are very much neglected. And I know that we'll see some signal animation going on here. Coaches sound great. There we go. Oh yeah, we mainly seem to focus on the locomotives and the coaches, but there's very little in terms of, say, routes and rolling stock. Like for example, I've got the Caledonia Works N7. Love that loco. It's a really nice loco to drive, it sounds great. But it's let down by the fact that there isn't a suitable route to run it on. There isn't any steam era northeastern, well, Great Eastern routes available, which is really weird because you could have like Stratford, you have some in Anglia. Well, I think that'd be really fascinating to have. Just to say, where would like I'll tell you what would be nice, we've got a steam era Carlisle, a steam era Darlington, how about a steam era King's Cross? Now wouldn't that be a good idea? Right, we're going down a particularly downhill bit and we're on a lazy bridge. We're jumping in the air. Slow down. That's right. I think my frames are, yeah, there we go. My frames are starting to get a bit smoother as we go along the coastline here. As this route also uses Weardale Teesdale assets, I've used one of the weather patterns from that. This is one of their cloudy skies. It's supposed to be 3D, but I'm not utterly convinced, if I'm honest. The sea is very dark, I must say. It's probably down to the time of day I've set at that, because I've gone for a sort of mid-to-late evening on this. But you can see the ground textures look absolutely fantastic. And this is a 2-in-1 route as well. There is a more modern image route version of the route as well. Which is Salvian Saltburn? I think Saltburn is definitely there. I mainly focuses on modern image, goods operations, but because I have very little in the way of modern image stock, I wasn't had the opportunity to play with it. But no, this particular version of the route, this iteration, the Steam era version, is fantastic, and it's absolutely loaded. We're only driving the centre third of the route, and it's about an hour long. Granted, it is pretty much just branch line. This is the main chunk of the route, effectively, just single track all the way along. And that's why this is why I like Caledonia Works stuff, because you can film it and it's very photogenic. Right, there's Sansen. But accidentally pressed this. Okay, so can we start climbing? I can only imagine what this route would look like with bridges, because here we go. Yeah, I need Donna Pass to find out, because there's the milk bottles right about where the piers should be. Right. Oh, not fine. And the sound design in this route is very good as well. When we get to a station, there are a couple of stations in the route, you can hear the bells from the signal box. But I think from here on to Staves, I think so. Until the next station anyway. It gets very photogenic. Very, very nice. Yeah, you can tell that, especially by that British Railways van that's just come out of shot. This route is more designed for British Railways operations. But I fancy doing this up again in the yard because reasons. I think it's more because of the fact I really wanted to show off the G5. I've been meaning to for months now. Eventually, I'm going to get to the stage where basically every loco I feature on Race Trains is going to be a feature work Victorian land product. But to be fair, I don't give a damn. I like his stuff. That's why I feature it. Right. Just hear the gulls. You know you're by the seaside, don't you? Because you can hear the gulls. That's a nice little vantage point. Put it there so hopefully you can still see the train below my face. guessing that on this outfit. That's clever. Mr. Versal. Yeah, it gets very nice on this point too. I kind of wish I played a bit more with the weather so I could actually have quite a nice looking sea. But saying that though, it is realistically coloured. One thing to play with that. But you'd expect it to be slightly blurred towards the horizon. Give us some more powered cap. I do like the G5 in game because it's very powerful. It has a bit of kind of basically nothing else. Ah yeah, we are actually. Just see what the sounds are very nice as well. See if I can not try and correct that. Right, so we're now approaching an area that is very much work in progress. So this tunnel doesn't actually have any walls or anything like that, though, again, it might be due to the fact I'm missing an ass out that we'll see. So, yeah. We're floating under the earth. God, it's like a Pink Floyd album cover. That's what I feel like I'm driving through right now. It's a Pink Floyd album cover. This is really surreal. Yeah, I call this the Pink Floyd tunnel. But it's quite apt, to be honest. It is like trying to put Pink Floyd out. Having a lot more psychedelic. Like yourselves. Yeah, okay, it's taking a slightly more psychedelic turn. We're now driving through the rocks. Oh my word. The rocks are cutting through my engine. And out we go. Yeah, very surreal experience. And we're about to go through another one. Now, I think this one is a bit complete, so we'll see. I like this view. Ooh, we've got a guide rail, we've got a check rail, look at that. This one's been really psychedelic. Psychedelic tunnels. There we go, not quite as long as this one. Oh. Decided to do something with the background, so I cut off my whistle. There we go, we're now out of the tunnels. And we're into Moorland, I believe. And we're still climbing. Yeah, there we go, look at that. Up to Cattleness. 62 here. Let's put some more coal on the fire. Got a bit more coal on the fire. You're not an engine driver. Well, you're not an engine driver if you don't take satisfaction from putting coal on fire. Then no, that's a fireman's job. Yeah, now we're away from Whitby, you'll notice that the frames have got better, they have improved. Because the moorland is more scrub and everything else, so it's not particularly dense scenery-wise up here. I think this is one of those routes that I really like for the fact that you feel like you're undergoing a journey. And I think that's what's really good. Starting off with the seaside, following the coast, you're climbing. Oh, it's not quite finished yet. There we go. So, yeah. Go through. You do undertake a journey. You climb and you climb and you climb. Yeah, it's a very appealing route, I must say. I really do enjoy this route. As I said, I've only driven it a couple of times. I haven't actually driven the full length. I've pretty much said this section, but I keep finding new things to look at, and I think that's what makes it so good. If you keep finding new things to look at, then your interest in the route is more invested. Engine checking this. Okay, and brakes. Okay, open. And brake on. Because the thing with a lot of Chris's stuff is that the running brake doesn't actually hold the vacuum. Self-lap actually does that. So I'm not sure if that's prototypical. I'd very much like Chris to tell me if that is the case. But yeah, I'm just used to the running position on the brake being the position you put it when you're running. So it holds a vacuum and uses the amount of steam. We go, on we go, on we go. And I think we're going to be doing it not too much length. I think we've done the main amount of climbing. Yeah, you could see that we're also moving away from the sea now just a little bit. What a route, honestly, what a route. It's very engaging to drive. The fastest you go on this stretch anyway is about 40 miles an hour, that's as fast as you go. But it's still really engaging because there's just so much to look at. I was suffering from Parkinson, so good thing I put the camera at the front of the engine so that I avoid that. Ah, 3.64 is where the mess. Oh my word, I've just noticed that. Nice little stream there. Oh, isn't that just gorgeous? Look at that, you've got the trees on this side, you've got the sea on that side, just what more can you want? Really photogenic route. Now, as I said, this route has been developed by Mark T79. I call him Mike T79. Oh, I do apologise, Mark. Yeah, I very much like this route. Very much do. And I don't have any complaints. I should have brought the silverfish before. Sorry. I didn't think about that. But that said, I make no money from my YouTube videos, so, you know, I'm not exactly profiting from it. If anything, I'm giving them a little bit of exposure, so. And to be fair, it is a freeware route. One thing I do like about this route is just how Yorkshire it feels. It feels very Yorkshire. Like grey stone bridges, dry stone walls. Very much reminds me of Heartbeat. Very much so. Yeah, I'll stop. Woohoo! Where'd that corner come from? Handbrake. Oh yeah, we're going down at 1 in 55 all of a sudden. I think, are we going up of 1 in 81? You see what I mean? How this body look? You just look at that cross section there. Oh. Well, it was going woo, 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 all the way along. Going up a 1 in 81, and then we're going to go downhill again. We're going down at 1 in 73. We're seeing a little bit more of the work in progress nature of this route as well. Like there aren't any fences alongside the railway, though that's a sort of the real reality of the fences rather than fences. Not too sure. Yeah, I think it will cover more. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on the window because I'm choose your ride at some point. Coming to see them. I've seen people. So, yeah, I think I am going to be having a little look in the future the way of freeware routes, certainly. I feel like the freeware routes, I mean, sure, you have to use payware assets on most of them, but it's to be expected. It's a new route for nothing. You know. I really need to get routes out of totally freeware, and there is one certainly in mind that I would like to show this at some point, because it's very good and a little bit disappointing for measurement, but nonetheless it's still a pretty good route. There's a lot of effort put in. That's the thing, a lot of freeware developers put an awful lot of time and energy research into these routes. And it really does show, it really does. The fact that they're willing to offer these routes for nothing as well. And that's what I like about Train Simulator in general. The game actually has tools for you to create your own route. It has the tools. And there are certain softwares available which you can use as well, which also help. Why are you red? I'm a splendid red signal, ready for anything. You'll never see me turn green. Oh, there we go. It just turned green. Yeah, I've acquired a little paper. Unusual vaporizer. This thing. The box model's given up on it. And my frames are giving up because big box particle of doom. I think I've just said this episode something of doom. We are now at Hinderwell. I think I'm going to leave it there for this episode. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. I shall pick up the rest of the action next week on another exciting edition of Grey's Trains. So, subscribe and stay tuned for that. And if there is something you would like to see on Grey's Trains, then please post in the comments below. So, I'll see you later. Toodly Pipski.